السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال سبحانه وتعالى: وكذلك جعلناكم أمة وسطا. صدق الله المولى العظيم. All praises to our Lord, and peace and blessings be upon Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the final messenger. In the month of Rabiul Awwal, we try our best to know more about our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And because we live in a time where we learn religion in tiny pieces, short videos, 1 minute video, half a minute video, it never really tells us enough about our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because most of us are busy with work, school, and trying to survive financially, we don't know our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam's full personality. We know only half or less than half of it. Why do I talk about this topic? Because many times where somebody might act according to the Sunnah, I'm using the word according to the Sunnah, I'll explain it later. If somebody acts according to the Sunnah, because we don't know the Sunnah, we say you're rude. You're a bad man. You don't have adab. Where does that come from? Because we don't have a full understanding of what the religion requires. I'm going to get off of religious topic and talk about sports for 1 second, then I will come back to religion. Let's talk about sports. You hired a soccer coach for your son or daughter. Soccer coach. On a normal day, they talk like this to the kids. Come on, kids, when you're playing defense on this side, do this, this, this. If you're the person on the right, the left, in the front, whatever the term for them is. What's the term for the guys that kick the goal in? Strikers. So left and right strikers. So those guys, the coach talks differently with them. Calmly, do this, we have a strategy, this is the play, you pass here, you pass here, you pass there, you keep running, and then you get the pass last second, you score it. But then you see the coach on the big day, where there's a big match, and you see the coach screaming at one of his players. What are you doing? I told you to be on this side. Why are you standing in the middle of nowhere? Do this, do this. And now does your mind change about him, or do you think he's a good coach? Be honest. No, be honest. Give me two answers, someone. Please go ahead. One answer. What do you think he is?
Good coach.
Good coach. Anybody else?
Moderate.
Huh?
Moderate.
Moderate. This is where the confusion lies. What do humans need? This is the whole problem. Does a human need a soft teacher or a rough teacher? This is where the confusion is for all of us. And the answer is we need both at different times. At different times, you need a different coach. You need the calm coach that sounds like barfi, like sweet. Oh, do this, do this, do this. This is the only part we know about Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He was very soft and kind. We don't know his very powerful side. A coach, if the player is just like, oh, days, you gotta be like, dude, wake up, get in your position. Why are you walking around like you missed your breakfast? Go stand there, go get a goal. What are you doing? If you don't play, you're off the court, you're off the field, you're not trying hard enough. You're wasting time, you're wasting space. We have this number of players, you're just a waste standing there. Is that needed? Yes, it is needed. Let's go to science now. There was a study done on dogs, little baby pets, dogs. They did a study on them to see which kind of nurses or scientists they like the most. So there was one bunch of dogs that the scientists were very nice to. Then there was another pair, they were very harsh too. Then there was the middle bunch of pets, they were half nice and half rude sometimes to them, depending on the situation. Can you guess which dogs were the most attached to the scientists in this study? The middle ones. Bashiran wa nadhiran. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was a glad tiding giving person, telling you if you do this, you'll go to Jannah. If you do this, you'll get this thawab. If you do this, you'll get this much thawab. But he's also a nadhir. He tells you if you do this action, you'll burn in hell for this many years. If you do this, this will happen to your face in Jahannam. If you do this, this will happen to your tongue in Jahannam. If you do zina, this will happen to your private part in Jahannam. For some reason, we think this is not a Nabi talk. This is a Nabi talking. He gives you good news, he also gives you bad news. Your doctor is not his job to give you good news forever. The doctor's job is to give you bad news. You are having sugar issues, stop eating sugar or go exercise or do something. They have to give you bad news. We're living in a zamana where we think I only want good news. I want only those sunnats that feel nice, I feel buttered, and that's how I want to become a better Muslim. I never want to be told I did something wrong. Is that helping? No. We need a bit of both. Loving teacher, also a real teacher, tells you, no, you didn't do well. Let me give you an example of the two opposites. Famous incident. A villager comes to the masjid. Because the masjid looks so natural, sand, tree posts, so he just goes to the corner to pee, to urinate. The Sahaba get upset, why is he peeing in the masjid? They go to stop him. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, don't leave him alone. He finishes peeing, he calls him and says, this is a place of worship, we don't do that here. He says, I'm sorry. He's amazed at how calmly Nabi Sallallahu spoke to him. The opposite story, which you never heard probably, is somebody had cleaned their nose on the front wall of the masjid. Or somebody had spit, balgham, something disgusting, they spit it on the front wall. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saw that, his face turned completely red, very angry, said, who did this? Some Sahabi went, cleaned it, and put perfume on that area, and cleaned it all up. Now, if you are a fiqh student, let's talk. Is spit najas? Is it impure? No. Is urine impure, najas, dirty? Yes, it is dirty. You have to wash the pee? Yes, you do. Does the spit, does that need to be washed? It's kind of disgusting, but you don't have to wash it. It's not najas. So why is the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam getting more angry at something less najas and getting less angry at something which is more najas? Think about it. Expectations. Please, if you want to learn something from today's lecture, expectations. As a Nabi, he had expectations. If a person is new, you're going to get the soft treatment. Because you're a beginner. You need to be babied into the system. But once you've been here for 15 years and you're still making mistakes, come on, man, stop that. The problem is now people that are coming to the mosque for 30 years, they're still breaking the rules and they still want to be babied like beginners. The problem is people are coming to the mosque for 20, 30, 40, 45 years. They'll tell you, yo, my imam, 30 years I went to his Jummah. But the guy's still breaking rules in the masjid. And he wants to be treated like the guy that came in on the first day and peed in the masjid. He was told nicely. Do you want to be treated like a beginner forever? Then you're not going to get the respect of a mature person. If you want to be a beginner, let's talk, let's do that. That's why Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when the kuffar would come, he'll be kinder to them because he wants them to become Muslim. But if a Muslim is misbehaving, you'll be, don't do that, that's haram, don't do that. You'll see upsetness in his face. So this is where our biggest confusion lies. Can your local imam or your sheikh or your big sheikh in back home, India, Bangladesh, whatever, Afghanistan, you call and he gets angry at you because of some sin you did? He should be angry at you. That's your sheikh. He can yell at you because you made a sin. What are you doing? For example, you had a big beard, you shaved it, he saw you, he said, what are you doing? You had a beard. Last year, why you shave your beard? Are you crazy? That's fine, he can yell at you. You drop the sunnah. What's wrong? He can yell at you. In your wedding, there was music, or your son's wedding, there was music, and he found out he yelled at you. That's good for you. He's your sheikh. He's going to yell at you. Why do you have music in your kids' weddings? You had the men and the women mixing in the wedding, your sheikh can get angry at you. No problem. He's teaching you Islam. Now you're thinking, Nabi didn't do this. When did Nabi not do this? Nabi had strictness with some people. If he saw you at a high level, he treated you like real. But if you're soft, beginner, he'll treat you nicely. Different levels, different procedures. Because we know the sunnah this much only, we say, oh, he was always smiling. No, he was also a very angry person. The Sahaba said when he got angry, none of us had the power to face his anger. When he got angry, we never could face his anger. He was a very angry person. I'll say it one more time. The Sahaba said when he was upset for the sake of the religion, when he was angry for the sake of his religion, we could not face his anger. He was very angry. But it was personal. You could hurt him, he wouldn't say nothing to you. A person came and said, give me zakat money, and pulled his clothing and left a nasty red line in his neck. Somebody asked for money and pulled his shawl and left a nasty red line in his neck. He didn't say, he just smiled and said, okay, can somebody give him zakat money, please? So if you're ripping his neck, he doesn't say nothing to you. If you're hurting his neck, you're disrespecting him, he doesn't say nothing. Somebody talked about his grandparents who are dead, he didn't say nothing. But if you're breaking the rules in the masjid, he will tell you something. If you did something haram, he will tell you what you're doing. Because we don't know him, we say, oh no, our imams are crazy, they're too arrogant, takabbur, because they sit on the minbar, they think they're boss for everybody. That's your understanding, that's fine. And remember, many imams, they stopped correcting you. I hope you're listening very carefully. Many times the Muslims, when they talk to me, they're like, Sheikh, nowadays sheikhs, they never correct anyone. They tried, you call them crazy sheikhs. When the imam corrects you, you think he has bad manner. That's why the sheikhs stop correcting people. They say, oh, everybody's big ego. That's part of the qiyamah. The qiyamah hadith is mentioned, when people have very big egos, you can stop giving lectures because there's no more benefit, no more faidah. Nobody's going to listen to you. So when your best friend who was religious stops talking to you, when your best friend who was religious stops talking to you, don't be thinking he's happy with you. No, he got tired of telling you what to do, so now he's wasting his words. He stopped wasting his words on you. When your mom and dad stop giving you advice because they say he never listens, you didn't win, Baba. You think, oh, when I was 16, they used to yell at me, now I'm 18, nobody tells me anything? They lost hope in you, Baba. They lost hope and stopped telling you what to do. Many times the religious people stop giving advices personally because everybody gets triggered. Why are you correcting me? Okay, I won't correct you. Don't be telling me, Qiyamah, how come you didn't correct me? Because you got angry, so I don't have to correct you Islamically because you're getting violent with me. You're getting abusive and violent with the Imam. He's not going to correct you. He's like, okay, he wants to go to Jahannam. Highway speeds, highway to hell. Enjoy, right? I'm not going to help you anymore. And that's how people feel proud, like, oh, now nobody tells me what to do. So let's try to understand what kind of treatment you want in Islam and with your senior sheikh that you follow. If you've been growing with him and one day he yells at you, take it like a man. Why are you trying? Go do tawbah, go do istighfar, go say sorry, and everything will be fine. But if you want to be treated like a beginner, then don't be acting like, oh no, mashallah, I'm making progress. No, people stop telling you what to do because you're too angry all the time. You don't want to be corrected. So may Allah give us tawfiq to understand our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was a complete, total package. Complete, total package. And the last example I wanted to give is in the Jummah khutbah. He was so fired up, his face would turn red, and the Sahaba say it felt like he was sending us for a battle. His khutbah was so loud and powerful, it felt like he was sending us to a battlefield. For a war, that's how powerful his khutbah was. So now that give us something to understand.
Volunteers are requested to provide correction. Last last week, our land collection was $2,179. Tomorrow, Suman Majid is hosting a yearly barbecue and gift program for the community.